Hey dudes, it's your friend, the Reverend Pirate Frog. Come join me in the circle with my bearded brother, Howling Buds, the poet laureate himself, Stony Alpinist, and of course, the better half of Frapple and my friend, Johnny Apple. Pass to the left and let's have some fucking fun.
Oh shit, you bastard. Okay, welcome to the circle. I'm gonna introduce everybody super professionally. Let's go howling.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Stony, how are you?
Fine. Why am I the only one in fucking costume here? Who? You
I
know how
am.
long I worked
I
on
am
my
dressed
fucking
as a
makeup game?
degenerate.
No.
You
Lack,
look fantastic.
lack of clothes does not make a costume.
It is
I worked
always
for hours
a
on
costume.
this thing.
Hold on, God damn it! I said professionally. Johnny, how are you? Thank you for forcing this opening on me.
Good, and I'd like to argue with Stony a bit because as I look at Howling, he kind of looks like a dick, and I was thinking that was a costume.
I said professional. I was going to introduce our guest, G3, but at this point, I think there's just an empty chair she sits in occasionally. Welcome back to the circle, our dearest witchy friend. On this spooktacular, fuck, spooktacular.
He just keeps talking. Jesus
I know,
Christ.
it's terrible. Fuck you guys.
Hello,
I
my
introduced
darlings.
it. See you
Happy
later.
Halloween.
I knew he was leading the episode because pre-show it was like, wow, he's fucking vibing tonight. He is definitely leading the episode. I'm fucking revving tonight. We're on the vibe, man.
I don't
Dude,
know
I
what you're
have worked
smoking,
close
but I need
to-
some of this strain.
I have worked close to 90 hours in these 7 days. I am
Delirium.
very sleep deprived. And also, I got to smoke quite a bit when I got off of work tonight. So, having fun.
I'm
The
trying
problem
to
is
catch
I have
up,
a lot
buddy.
of energy, but I have no thoughts. So, I figured it's a Halloween episode. We can talk about Halloween things. Stony, you wore a lot of makeup. What exactly are you dressed as? Is it a French whore?
That's what you would like to call it. If that's what you can paint me whatever you'd like to, Revan. It's I'm no, not in costume tonight. I'm not in costume tonight. No makeup, not tonight either.
No,
on
no.
that one.
We're gonna let
No,
that
no.
rumor start.
No, I thought you were coming as Rocky Horror. That's not the costume? Oh,
No.
right.
My go-to is Hunter S. Thompson. So that's the one I guess everyone's probably gotten. As we've gotten into adult age, we probably
a
all
little
have.
fear and loathing. All
Yeah,
right.
we always have our go-to one in the closet. So I have my bucket hat and Denicatilla and some yellow sunglasses that are pretty awesome aviator ones that I found that are pretty retro.
This is
looking.
bat country.
Yeah, and I get to run around with a fly swatter, so it's always kind of makes it. There's only about 30% of the people who actually catch what the costume is, and the ones that do, they're like, yeah, I love it, man. So
And as the years go on, it's gonna get lesser and lesser. We're just gonna think, oh, that's that old weird dude again.
So what do you guys do for your kind of go-to if you have to get into?
Let me guess
costume?
before we get in. Johnny goes as Edward Norton from American History X.
Oh, jeez. That's fucking bad.
I feel like we talked about this last year.
You will not guess my go-to.
Howling goes as some kind of wolf furry hybrid.
Nope.
I'm guessing G3 does something cool every year and puts us all to shame.
This is the only day of the year I don't dress up.
Nah, she goes as a nice person. It scares everybody.
Boo.
No, Howling, what do you go as?
I think what is it, Rainbow Dash? I have a Rainbow Dash onesie. I am very known to wear that thing and prance around.
That's right.
So that's my go-to.
We have pictures.
Yes.
Awesome.
Johnny, what about you?
Well, I sure as fuck ain't going as some lame ass zombie prom king or nothing.
That was so
yeah.
cool.
Who the fuck does that?
Amazing.
Jeez.
He's way too cool.
Somebody talented.
No, dude, I haven't dressed up for Halloween since I don't fucking remember.
Really?
Aww.
Not even just throw something on to go to a party like a mask or anything like that. I know. No.
Nah, I just haven't.
You're not a fan, or were you raised Jehovah's Witness?
Not just man, when I was 18, I was in the army. So it was just I never fucking had any parties. There was never Halloween parties. I was just busy most of the time during fucking Halloween. So even with the kids, they were with their mother half the time. I didn't. Nah.
Fair enough.
What did I feel like if I would, I feel like I would steal somebody's Bob Ross idea.
There you go. I could see that.
Yeah, man, you'd make an awesome Bob Ross.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
I'm just jealous. You know how fucking bald I am, man? I want some hair, man.
Well, let's
I
go
want
into the
some
full
hair.
extreme of
plenty.
it. So
And I like to
Dream
paint
big.
a pretty little tree. It's
You
a
need to set
happy
your
little
sights
accident.
this year.
It's a happy little Halloween.
You know
you
what
could
we
just
could
go
do?
walking around town like that too, Johnny. That would be awesome. You know, people would just give you thumbs up, and you wouldn't even have to do it for Halloween. You could just start rocking that.
Dude,
all the
around my
time.
town, they would just be like, "What the fuck this guy doing now? What a fucking."
Do you know how deceptively simple Bob Ross shit is? It is not that simple.
The way that he applies to the
I
canvas is
tried
pretty
it one
unique,
time,
yeah.
and no. It's not this
I can't
fucking
even-
easy. Just paint a little tree over here. Fuck off. No, it's not. I end up
Gotta
like
know how to
painting
use
a
the
cloud
brush
and
It's
and
like
throwing the
listening
brush
to
at it.
Stoney talk about it's like listening to Stoney talk about fucking grilling goddamn bacon. Oh, just a little fucking add a little
Yeah.
water. And
Any
just a little
recipe he
sizzle.
calls off from his head.
Ooh, a happy little accident.
No, Bob Ross is incredible. I can't even draw stick figures, so I never figured. I didn't understand how people painted along with him. I was just like, I can't do this.
Well, he is
Bob Ross
ex-military,
is-
right? So there you go. You got
Yeah.
that too, Johnny, right there. Maybe you are just the Bob Ross incarnate. You just need the hair, brother. I mean, especially if you put one of those headbands on with that afro like that, walk around town, that would be rad, dude. Yeah.
I will say though, I don't think the only difference between Bob Ross and Johnny is only the hair. I think there's a little bit of talent in the painting that we might be missing.
I believe in him, dude. I believe in him. There's lots of
Have you-
episodes out there.
I reject that. Have you ever seen me paint?
See?
No, have you ever painted in the last 2 years?
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, I think so. I think I went.
Just because he
You're-
hasn't doesn't mean he can't.
That's a very true argument.
I found this fucking crude drawing I did at second grade. I was like, why the fuck? Who kept this and why? It was in some book of creative kids in second grade. I was like, who? It was called My Friend Jeffrey.
Oh, how wonderful.
I want
Did
to
you have
draw
a
a new
friend,
one, and I'm
Jeffrey?
going to call it My Friend Froggy.
There you go.
Did you have a friend Jeffrey? Was he real?
I had a friend Jeff in second grade. He must have been it must have been portrait day or something. Somehow that weird drawing. But what's weird is it was a face. And I always, if I'm doodling, something always strikes me as a face. When I look into the clouds, I always see a face. So when I found this second grade drawing, it's dude, I've always had a fucking thing for faces. Some weird shit, man.
I can think of a reason why I would keep a second grader's weird picture of some dude's face. Maybe he was using it as evidence for later in life. No, you drew this in second grade. We need to look into him.
What was it,
Also,
Jeffrey with a J or Jeffrey with a G? That's a good question too. Spelling the name.
Prince Joffrey.
Yeah. Or the Jeffrey the giraffe, from Toys R Us, from that whole generation. We've really spun right out on this one, haven't we?
This is an excellent Halloween episode.
Dude,
I was watching some
who's
fucking
going as a giraffe
Discovery
on
Channel.
this Halloween?
No, you brought giraffes. Those motherfuckers are vicious. You know they
Did
kill
you
each
watch-
other by
you saw that
swinging their
video.
fucking necks and hitting
Yes.
each other and shit.
Holy
Dude.
hell, can they move that?
I was
It's-
flabbergasted. I was like, dude, those things are fucking
Yeah.
vicious. Because somebody said something about and then there's the giraffe. Don't count out the giraffe is one of the kings of the jungle. What? A fucking giraffe? Those things are adorable. Nah, they
No.
fucking whip their fucking neck Kareem Abdul-Jabbar just walked into the locker room holy fuck, those things the horns. No, they kill each
What
other
the
with
fuck?
those.
A little fucking 6-point giraffe walking around. Jeez.
What has happened? What has happened?
We fully digress. We fully digress down to giraffe wrestling.
What does Kareem Abdul-Jabbar walking into a fucking locker room have to do with you? Okay, see?
All
See
apologies.
what happens when Rev talks too much? We get into Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fighting giraffes in a locker room. That was not intended to happen, but it was a wonderful
That's
little
fighting.
accident, right?
No, like
No, I know.
anyway.
We don't need to rehash. I often have to ask out loud why G3 puts up with this.
'cause
But
you pay
let's,
me well.
yeah, we do pay very well. That's why Howling's still here.
No,
Um,
okay. Stop. Because you got me on giraffes fighting now. Yesterday, I went to a birthday party. I went to a birthday party for my son, and they had a petting zoo, and one of the animals was a donkey. Do you realize how vicious donkeys are?
Oh,
They
yeah,
let their
dude.
dog out, and they basically said, "Hey, the animals are
Oh,
cool with
yeah.
your dog as long as your dog's cool with us." Well, the dog decided it was like this little hyper older pit bull mix, and it was just like, you know what? I'm going to take on a donkey. That donkey wasn't playing, and
Yeah.
I just took a hoof to the head, and everyone's just like, oh well, I guess the dog learned. I'm just sitting there, the fucking dog just took a donkey hoof to the
Yeah.
head. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I mean, sure enough, the dog like had a big mud print on its head. It stayed away. It was like, I'm gonna go over here to like the little miniature goats and fuck around. And I learned that donkeys, so
Mhm.
I had a point to this. The donkeys are actually on some farms, they actually breed them and they raise them to protect the sheep and the lambs and everything. They will
Very
protect.
protective. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
totally
I didn't
protective.
know
The farm,
this.
yeah,
But
the
this
farm I worked
donkey
on.
turned around and was just like, "Fuck you! I ain't putting up with you." Like every other animal was running away from this dog, but the donkey just like charged at it. And I was, there's your little knowledge for the week.
Yeah, we had a donkey on the farm named Imogene, and she was really protective. They're known for being protective of the whole barnyard. So we have foxes in the area and coyotes, and as long as Imogene was out and about, we knew that there was anything that got inside any of the paddocks that she'd run over there and take care of them. They would go in sometimes in the morning time, and you'd find 2 or 3 of these animals that she had been protecting. They're sweet as all. I mean, she would run over to the fence when people would come up to her, and she would take pictures and let you pet her. But if there was something that was going to get inside and get to one of the goats or something else like that, she would just go running right after him. It was hysterical. Yeah, they're really protective mamas.
I just think that you just don't expect it. Like with giraffes, donkeys, these are just things that you don't expect to be that aggressive, but they throw down.
Well, I mean, you can either go for the Shrek costume or you can go for the Toys R Us costume. But Rev, we got kind of stalled out on costumes, so I'm going to swing it back and circle it.
Oh, as long as we're on, let's talk about bears. Let's talk about bears, everybody. Like, think about a fucking teddy bear. You keep a teddy bear, they're all cuddly and shit, and then you go off into the fucking woods and you get viciously attacked by one of them motherfuckers. You ain't going to be holding Teddy no more. I guarantee that. You'd probably be holding your fucking limb walking back to. Anyways, how is we doing tonight? Happy Halloween, everybody.
No, you know what? Speaking of bears, I don't follow sports, but I do enjoy when the Bears lose, which is quite frequently. You should go see the ass kicking they're getting right now. Holy crap. Over a team that's not that great. Anyways, just had to tie it to Bears in a way. That's all.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Yeah.
We really covered them all. Rev, are you a costume wearer of any one of those animals? Are you like leopard print or cheetah or something like that? Or
I wanted to talk about a dissertation I read recently on no, I don't know, man. Let's just keep going with the chaos.
Roll with it.
I usually I get my costume decided for me if we're doing any kind of like couples costume. Or a couple years ago, my middle sister was like, "You're gonna be Fat Thor," and I was like, "I'm cool with that." And so I got to be Fat Thor with my nephew. So I'm always stoked. I'm a pretty easy, like, I don't give a shit. I'll wear anything, $20 is $20.
What's Fat for?
Fat Thor, dude. Fat
You
Thor
haven't seen
from
Fat
the Marvel
Thor?
movies.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Marvel movies?
No.
Okay, so then means
is it
nothing
like
to
one
you.
of the? Okay, never mind. Cool.
It's just a character. No,
I got you.
let's break down each individual.
You said
Avenger
Fab as
movie
an FAB 4, correct? B as in boy.
No.
Fab 4,
Fat.
correct?
Fat. FAT.
Fat boy.
Okay.
Really, no one's gonna like jump in here and be like, "Yes, Rev, I absolutely know what you're talking about."
No, I'm just gonna be I'm going to be hung out to dry on this one. Thank you, Howling. Just shuts off his microphone. Anywho, this episode is been amusing. I did-
Hey, I will say you did start before we started to say, let's just have fun, everybody. And here we are.
no,
So-
exactly. Yeah, I ain't got shit.
How about G3?
Yeah,
Well, how about let's go to your costume. What's your go-to costume for parties that you get dragged to?
I'm generally, well, like I said, I'm generally a witch, so I don't dress up. But I do dress up. I get to like wear the hat and everything. That's super fun.
It's the first time you don't get looks when you put it on, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of strange to wear it to the grocery store.
They're just like, again.
Yeah.
I think
Start
it's more
getting
what you
strange
purchase
looks.
at the grocery store.
Yeah, that too. You know, Eye of Newt and
Eye of Newt.
Toe
frog
of
legs.
Frog. All of that stuff. You gotta go to the exotic section for it. International sometimes.
Buddha's hands are
What's
delicious.
the history of witch? Wasn't it like they just started
The
shunning?
history of wit. Like of
Yeah,
witches?
like witches. Where did witches?
We
start?
want to talk about the entire history
entire
of
history.
witchcraft.
Well,
I want to
there's-
talk about where they
there's a lot of-
started.
There's a lot of arguments that they're from the Bible, if you want to get into that. So the early witch hunters in Europe used like this witch hunters Bible kind of thing where they would look for telltale signs of witches. But generally what it is it was women they didn't like and they just made up bullshit to have them killed because yay, persecution.
Yeah, wasn't it fermented grains here in the U.S. that
Yeah, it's
might
like
have
ergot. So like
Yeah.
a lot of theories are ergot poisoning, but there's also a lot of weird psychological shit that happens, like with the dancing diseases in
Yeah.
Germany. Like there's a lot of weird shit. You put people in a group and you're bound to have dumb shit happen.
Well, you also got a pretty tight social network, or like, there's not very many people in these villages and towns, and generationally, and there's not a lot of exposure to the next even town over. But
Yeah, there's a whole
Mhm. And really, at the end of the day, they're so isolated. It's dark and scary, and they're alone. And when things start going weird, and they're worried about what's coming in after them, it's really easy to have a scapegoat, somebody they know in town who they can point to and say, hey, this lady is like really in tune with nature and she can make medicine from the forest. And all of a sudden, our animals are going dead. That seems like really suspicious to me. And so it was nice and comforting to have a scapegoat and something they knew, something familiar.
I mean, they've always gotten bad names. Even if you talk about witchcraft now, even the generation where, was the movie that came out that everyone started trying to pay a little bit more modern attention to. It was like 5 or 6 girls in a small coven, high school girls, and I can't remember the name of the movie, but
The Craft.
Yeah, The Craft.
We are the weirdos, mister. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think but everyone started to pay a little bit different attention to witchcraft at that point, and there's always the connotations. There's modern day craft work that's done. You've kind of mentioned it before. The difference between the two is like everyone just kind of naturally goes towards witch as this sort of negative thing. There's a lot of positive to witchcraft too, correct?
Oh, sure. And most of it is positive. There's very little negative associated with it. Really, witchcraft and craft work is just working with natural energies in whatever form, whether it be with other people, whether it be with plants or animals, whether it would be with inanimate objects. It's just shifting and harnessing energies. That's what it comes down to. And most of those energies come from nature, and all of that is positive. I mean, us, especially as growers, is there anything negative really that comes from nature, from us growing? No, just like nature. It's all good stuff.
No, nature produced poisonous frogs. No.
Well, technically, nature produced poisonous insects, and then the frogs eat the poisonous insects and in themselves become poisonous. Nature didn't necessarily. I guess it allowed it to happen.
Always an excuse.
I'm very good with excuses. It's how I managed to be so lazy. No, but like I think G3 brings up a good point. Nature is always positive, or like it's always trying to equalize and bring everything to an even playing field, which I think is awfully positive.
Yeah, it creates balance.
Balance in all things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Consistency and balance is key. And what a positive message. Now, I do have some Halloween questions now that I've somewhat come down from that like great giraffe talk. Um, does anyone, they don't have to all shout at once, but does anyone have a favorite Halloween movie that they must watch around this time? Let's go, Johnny. Now that you're not dying.
Yep. Nope. I
Not
don't.
even, you
Yeah.
don't even like
Not.
scary movies? So not at all.
I
I'm
don't.
not going to
I've
get a
never
single
really
Halloween.
taken. I mean, since I was a kid, I haven't really had time for Halloween, so I've never taken stock in it. That's just how it is. So I never
You
really
need to
was a thing,
change
man.
that.
I know, it's
20 years
Seriously.
ago. You know what I mean?
You're an
Yeah, but
adult
what's
now. You
weird
can
is they
choose to
have
have fun.
Halloween every
Go
year.
have fun.
I'm
Do you
busy.
like horror movies at all? Like if you had to sit down and watch a horror movie, would you get into it, or would you just be like, let's watch something else?
Oh no, I totally could. I
Okay.
remember as a kid the fucking what the hell? Return of the Dead movies. Return of the Living Dead or whatever.
Okay. See, those are
I
solid.
remember
Brains.
I never really watched too many scary movies, and then I was hanging out. We were probably 13, 14, something like that, hanging out, a group of fucking guys, and like one of their garage addicts watching this goddamn Return of the Living Dead 4. I'd fucking like shit my brains out. I was so fucking scared, like
Oh, yeah.
petrified. And yeah, those were the ones. So then I had to go watch 1, 2, and 3. Like, holy crap. Yeah. That was cool. That was a cool ass movie.
Yeah,
But
see, that's cool.
yeah, I don't know.
I
Yeah,
gotcha.
no, not really.
What about you, Stoney?
I think mine probably is more serialized. It was always The Simpsons. For all those years, I don't watch a lot of horror movies, but it was always a good entertainment to catch the Simpsons episode of the Halloween. Always some fun.
Horrors. Yeah.
Yeah, it was always a lot of fun. I mean, that was about the one main Halloween thing because Halloween, if it falls on weekends, it was always typically working. Like John, like from high school, like 15 on, so I didn't do a lot of those sort of stuff. And even during the weekdays, I was, those are usually kind of busy nights at a restaurant. The parents would come out on the early side and then go home and do the trick or treating. So by the time I was there, still washing dishes, but Halloween wasn't a big, huge one. But as I got older and that sort of stuff, all the kids' movies and that sort of stuff that come up and around are always a lot of fun. But Simpsons was always my favorite thing, I would say, kind of all along in history.
Oh, yeah. G3?
Wait, so I have 3 answers for you.
Oh,
So
I appreciate
my
it.
daughter's favorite movie ever is Nightmare Before Christmas. So that plays all the time. She plays it endlessly. So that's kind of Halloween. Poltergeist is probably my favorite horror movie. I think it's hilarious and super silly. I love it. And then Halloween night is always Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness.
Thank you. Bruce Campbell.
Yes. Give me
He's
some
an
sugar,
American
baby.
hero. Yeah. I even watched Burn Notice because of Bruce Campbell. Albeit that show was pretty good. But Evil Dead was my answer. I was going to say Simpsons and Evil Dead because I don't like horror movies. And Evil Dead is campy enough to where I can still enjoy it. Hallie.
I mean, they're brilliant.
Yeah. What about you, buddy?
I think like the biggest thing I'm most adamant about is I don't like Hocus Pocus, and that I know is like a very popular
you don't like
one.
Hocus Pocus?
No, and I don't know why. It's just whatever. I'm not even gonna rationalize it. It's just I don't. Let's move on. Like I can't explain it. There's just a feeling about it. But
Well, once you were done with The Wind Beneath the Wings with Bette Midler, that was it, dude. You just can't nothing past that.
There's just something about it.
I got you.
And I can see why people like it. I just wish I did, and I just don't. It's just not. But if I had to go like watch Halloween movies, like I think of like the Holy Trinity. You got Michael, Jason, and Freddy. Like that's it. And it depends on the mood I'm in. If I want like funny or really scary or corny, I know which line to go along. And it's just like the Holy Trinity for me, and it always will be. I grew up with that, and I remember like I forget. I mean, had to been like 5 or 6 years old, and we were staying at my cousin's house, and they decided to watch Nightmare on Elm Street, and we're hiding under our covers, pretending we're sleeping and watching the TV. It's like that's what I remember. So yeah, it's one of them. If I really need to go to something,
that's good. Did you guys ever watch? I
I think was a Disney movie, Halloween Town?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I have two younger sisters, and they were obsessed with Hocus Pocus and Halloween Towns, right? Like, I guess there's multiple of them. I remember the first couple, but they like my sisters are obsessed about pretty much everything they watch. It's annoying. Like my current littlest one is obsessed with Taylor Swift, so it's just Anywho, it's nonstop. But like Halloween Town around Halloween gets played so often that if anyone was going to suggest it as their favorite, my brain would melt because it is awful. It is so bad after the millionth view. Oh, sorry, PTSD from that. Uh, the does anyone have for instance, I like Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, or any kind of like short story around this time, especially performed by someone who really over campy does it. Do you guys have any traditions like that, or any interests like that? Johnny will say yes to one of these things eventually.
Nah, dude, I'd turn my fucking light off and shoo the neighborhood away. Like, the only thing I do around this time, like, is go cool. Look at the black cat. Like, oh shit, black cats around this time. Yeah, that's
It's
it,
the
man.
Halloween Grinch.
I was
Except
gonna
you
say
have a
you
black
are the
cat
I'm a
instead of
Grinch in
dog
total. Like,
masks.
I can't. Like, man, the rituals, they just fucking bother me. Christmas, all of it, man. I don't
Don't
know.
you
I'm a
insult Christmas
fucking
on this show.
I
Don't you
don't know.
bring Christmas down. Christmas is amazing. So is Halloween, and so is Thanksgiving.
Is there a Halloween time that stuck out from your childhood? I mean, you had to have some fun ones running around with neighborhood and with your buddies, like carrying a sack of like
The only
a
thing I
pillowcase,
remember
loading
is
a
the
pan in.
fucking kids nowadays, they don't understand. We used to have to fucking trick or treat in the snow, and something happened, and
Okay,
we haven't had fucking snow on October 31st here since I was a kid. It's not Halloween anymore. If
So
you're
then,
not fucking wiping the fucking snow off of your candy as you're bringing it in the house, you didn't trick or treat. You didn't fucking earn that shit. We fucking earned that goddamn
don't
shit.
you
Kids
want better
nowadays,
for
they
your
get full
kids?
Snickers, they get full fucking Kit Kats, and they just walk up and go, yeah. And they go, here. It's a cool process. No, it's fucking, nah, man. They just, I don't, I'm shutting my light off. Go away.
so
Johnny,
let's
how
go.
old are you? You sound like you're 85 years old.
Get off the lawn.
Get off
So
the
when it was
goddamn
when it was snowing, what kind of a costume would you wear then? If you had like sweatshirts and everything
Ninja
underneath it, could you?
Turtles, dude.
Okay,
I was the best
so
goddamn Ninja Turtle
See?
8 years in a row.
so that would be your go-to costume. So if you could have your chance now, you could wave a wand and we're like, hey man, you got to go to a costume party. You would go as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, full costume,
No,
like
I
you could
wouldn't
have
go to the
someone.
goddamn Halloween party.
You wouldn't go at all if someone was like, hey man, I'm gonna totally set you up. I'm gonna send over this full-scale costume. You're gonna look exactly like Leonardo. You would say, no thanks, man. I'm good. I'm not gonna go to the party.
Yeah, I'm too busy
Boo.
for that shit.
Boo.
Well, yeah, who would go as Leonardo?
I'm out. You can first of
How
all,
very
you're
dare
not at the
you.
best. And second of all, you're gonna literally turn down a hypothetical party. You won't even have hypothetical Halloween fun.
I tried. I'll give you full fucking candy bars, dude. They're all waiting for you too, Johnny.
Man, I
I'll-
don't know.
I'll put some candy outside, let it get really cold if that's what's going to swing your vote the other way, Johnny. But I think you should embrace the holidays. You only live once.
You got a couple days left, dude. You can totally throw a costume together, get out there,
I
get a little
will
pumpkin,
not.
go walk around
No,
neighborhoods.
I will
You could dress
not.
up as a middle ager. You could show up in a hoodie and just like open up a sack and be like, hey, so sus.
When you were a kid, Johnny, did you at least partake in some vandalism around this time? Don't
Did
you
you
have
smash
fond memories?
pumpkins? Like,
Yeah, breaking shit.
Yeah, mischief night.
I plead the fifth.
I
think
can still
statute of
smell-
limitations are long over.
I still know the smell of wet shaving cream on like the flannel that you're wearing because you're running around as teenagers spraying each other's shaving cream because like that seems fun. I still remember the smell of it.
Oh, yeah, dude. All the dumb shit you do, like smashing pumpkins, like Stoney said, it's completely pointless. But as a teenager, it's fun.
3 o'clock in the morning running around on
Throwing eggs at
Halloween.
people.
Yeah.
Come
I
on.
mean, it's really
Outlet
what
for all that
the
teenage
tradition.
angst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking it out on toys.
Absolutely. As a fucking teenager, I was having my fun. I did remember distinctly one Halloween, a BB falling into the toilet. I will just say that. There was that much fun being had. No further description is needed, but yeah, we had
you
a lot of
sure?
fun as children.
No, I'm
Maybe
gonna
no
need
further
a lot of
description is wanted.
Is that a common thing that happens out in the country? Well, you know what
Yes.
happened. BB fell out, baby. What?
He's
Okay.
passing pellets.
You know.
Just
Uh,
got shot so many times, I started passing them.
Started passing pellets, man.
oh, we used to have fucking paintball wars out here. One time I pegged my buddy in the side of the head. He was so mad. Yeah, that was,
I would imagine
man.
so.
Mild
sorry.
traumatic brain injury, but no big deal. Mild.
Oh, I'm surprised that we've like
Also, the same kid that got shot in the head with that paintball is the same kid was the reason the BB was falling in the toilet. So fuck that guy.
And tell me there's Halloween threaded between all of this, that he was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
yeah, they were both dressed as Jeff.
No, we were being dumbass kids screwing around on Halloween with toilet paper and BB guns and eggs and marshmallows and all that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's fun stuff.
So-
Now I have a question that you
Of
can't
course.
avoid. Because you did have kids, more than we can count legally. Did you have a dad tax of candy that they got that you grabbed?
Of course. Of
Okay,
Who
course.
doesn't
what
have
was it?
that?
Well, see that Johnny has said no to everything. So apparently anything that's happiness was no, but now he said yes. So what was it?
No, robbing my fucking kids of happiness is absolutely joyful to me. Are you kidding me?
The
Yeah.
dad tax was 90%.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys will get this when
When you
you're
just-
allotted after dinner time. You get one piece after dinner. Dad, I know there was more Skittles in there than that. Not bad. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bogart my stash.
Yeah.
What was your taxed item?
Skittles. Yep.
Skittles. That's an excellent
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Stoney.
Yeah, mine would come home, spread out, sort, organized by actual make and brand and that sort of thing. Then they always created a little plastic bag for me and go through and they pick out. They knew my favorites of all my candies, and then there was always like a couple like, I don't really want these, Dad. Do you want them?
Wait, they
Right.
offered it up to you?
Oh
You
yeah,
just didn't
they're pretty
take
good
it?
about that. Nah, they were pretty good
Wow.
about that because
That's
yeah, they were
impressive.
pretty good. They were pretty good about it. They're always
Do you
still.
think-
I bet I'll get a bag now, and they're in high school, and
Do your
they're
kids
both pumped to go
make
out
you a bag?
into the hood. What's that?
I was wondering if G3's kids made her a bag, because your kids sound like super great kids, and I don't think I've ever heard anything like that.
Okay, so I don't have like a stated percentage tax. I just claim tax whenever I want something of it. And just
I
take it.
declare.
So I declare
Yeah.
parent tax.
There is, yeah. It's the queen takes what she wants.
Yep.
And
They're like,
Howling, I
Mom,
think-
parent tax. Shh.
Howling, did you make your kids fill out forms?
Didn't make them fill out forms, but you know what? There was a stiff penalty if there was Reese's in that pillowcase and they didn't give it over to me. Although, you know what? I have a terrorist 5-year-old now that is digging into the Reese's and quite loves them. And
Uh-oh.
there's a little battle brewing here. I don't know if I'm
No,
going to win this,
Their
guys.
priorities.
Yeah, well,
He must
I
pay
think-
tithe.
yeah.
He must.
Now, is it the
Until he
little
gets
tiny
bigger.
barrel ones, like
Ooh,
the
those are good
small,
ones.
the bite-sized ones, or is it the flatter versions of the?
So I love all Reese's, but I adamantly say that the holiday Reese's are the best ones of the year. The regular
barrel
Reese's
ones, the
are,
small one?
yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
pumpkin, hearts, crisp trees, eggs, whatever.
Gross.
Those they
Ratios
have the
off.
good balance. Yeah, the ratios are much better. There are a hierarchy of them. Can't say the pumpkins are the highest on the list, but they're good. But they all rank higher than the flat regular Reese's.
Yeah.
Although
I can't
they're-
agree
they're
with you.
Oh,
No?
Jesus, you're
Those
wrong.
formed ones, the consistency of the chocolate is not right.
No.
Yeah. It's
I'm
gotta
a
have
more
that snap.
well, you either have to like chocolate more or peanut butter more, and it kind of shows. Like I like the holiday ones because I think they have more peanut butter.
They
That's what I
certainly
like.
do, because man,
Yeah,
you pick
that's
them
where-
up and the chocolate just starts melting right off them.
Yeah. The barrel is, I like the little barrel ones and
Yeah.
the flatter ones. I can't even do like the extra thick ones. That
Mm-mm.
ratio's too far off. It's got to be.
You should have heard me this morning. I was pissed off. I bought a $17 bag, which goddamn $17 for a bag of candy. And it was all Reese's. It was all mixture of like all the major types. And I go in it this morning. All I can find is the Reese's Pieces. There is none of the white chocolate ghost. There's none of the pumpkin ones. There's none of the flat ones. I'm like, where the hell did these all go? I bet my 5-year-old took them.
There you go.
No,
Reese's
no,
Pieces
this
is
is
for when
not
you're in
how-
prison too.
I like Reese's Pieces as a quick on-the-go snack, but I'm really in there for other things, and I'm pretty sure he ganked them all. He's gonna
He
ration
should
them back to me and
survive.
charge me for them.
You taught him well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds kind of like that's learned behavior. Um, yeah, I as a parent, I obviously don't, have any kids, so I don't get a charge of tax. But I know that my dad just took whatever he liked because it kind of worked out. I wasn't always that big into candy. I was the one of the weird kid who I liked the lemon and like.
Oh, look, I got a penny.
Yeah, super star guy.
You know what?
Yeah, man.
Screw that person that put an apple out. Like, here's an
Oh,
apple.
look, I got
Yes.
raisins.
First of all,
Or
Yeah,
you always
Look,
knew
they're a
the
cute little
dentist-
box. Fuck
Oh,
you, lady.
no. Yeah. Or you always knew the dentist in the neighborhood because here's a free
Oh, yeah,
toothbrush.
great,
Don't eat too much
thanks, yeah.
candy. Yeah, whatever.
It's like
Or
those,
the-
like with a dentist, they'll buy them back by poundage, by the candy bank. Have you seen these? Like, we doing guns now and candy. Have you seen this? Like,
Candy
have
buyback.
you heard about this? The dentist
That's-
will buy,
no.
like,
No.
so they've done it around here. Howler, I don't know if you've done it, seen it done, but I've seen dentists where they'll do a buyback per pound of candy, and then they take the candy and go and donate it for something else. And I'm like, isn't that a little odd that you're buying it and then donating it somewhere? Like, shouldn't you
Candy
destroy
for
it? Or something?
cleanings.
Yeah, but it's a dentist thing. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Oh,
we
that's
got to do
terrible.
is we got to start robbing kids of their candy to make up some bulk weight, and we can start selling it to the
To the dentist mafia.
dentist
You
mafia.
know, podiatrists are the one that should be doing the buyback program. Let's get real.
Yeah,
Not
that's true.
fucking dentists.
I will say one of the weirder ones always, because I very rarely meet people who like it, but you get that variety pack where it's like Crunch Bars, Mr. Good or whatever, and what was
yeah.
the other
Oh, those are good.
Clark bars.
I was actually wondering, like, what's the most obscure Halloween candy that people like? Like, there's always like you got the normal like Reese's and Snickers and M&Ms and stuff, but like there's like things that you don't see as often, like paydays and stuff. Like,
Cowtail.
what is? Yeah, or cowtail.
Oh man, no! Oh,
I
sorry,
don't like
that
them.
was
Yeah.
the inside of a
Look
Butterfinger.
oh man.
I love cowtails.
No,
Ugh.
oh, they're disgusting.
Ugh.
Oh no,
The inside of a
Chocolate
butter.
ones
The
are
inside of a
raw, but the-
Butterfinger.
It is not.
no,
the inside
no,
of
it's
a
not.
Butterfinger.
Not
I
at
like
all.
Butterfingers.
No,
dude.
it's like a soft Werther's original with a little bit of
Not
powder,
at all.
sugar.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
disgusting.
the consistency of that is an affront. to
That's what
humanity.
gets me. It's the
How about this
consistency.
one?
Yes.
Sugar
Texture.
daddies. Those were always fun to get in, right?
You
The
like
big
sugar
long
daddies?
sugar. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Really? Okay.
You get them right at the
No,
right
I
temperature, and
remember
they
I
start to
didn't like them.
pull. If you keep them in your
No.
mouth and warm them up just long enough, and then you can just start to.
Boring.
Oof. And then the other little chocolate coated ones, sugar babies.
You can't make sugar babies into some like high artsy fucking food by describing it slowly. I'm sorry.
I'm telling
All
you.
right, what's the
They-
lamest fucking candy you like enjoy? Like old school lamest fucking nothing.
Well, I
I'm
like
going
toffee.
saltwater taffy.
Yeah, I like
That's good
saltwater
stuff.
taffy.
Yeah.
I like
I
those
like
pillow mints,
toffee.
the like ones that
The buttermints.
disintegrate in
Oh
your mouth.
yeah, the buttermints
Like
that are
big,
peppermints. They used to have in the little
the
bowls
peppermint
on.
ones.
Mhm.
The pink ones.
Yeah.
They
Where
can be
they-
pink or green, or they can be the big ones, the like red and white striped ones. And then you
Did
put
you guys
them in
have
your mouth
the-
and they just like turn into nothing.
When you'd go to the restaurants, they'd have the little bowl that had the long spindly spoon that you could reach in and twist, and you had to get it and
Yep.
drop down the little thing.
Yep,
That was
yep.
like the way to end a meal. Yeah, with
I
buttermints like
remember
that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would say that's an obscure one. If I got
Also,
that in
I
my
like
Halloween
after dinner mints.
like Andes, like
After
No,
eights?
after dinner mints.
What
The
are you
little
talking about?
fucking like after. You've never had after dinner mints?
I've had Andes and I've had after
No,
eights,
and
which are
there's
like
no
the
No, I
chocolate.
think-
Snickers.
They're
I'm
like
out.
these little.
I think
They're
you
little.
guys
You
are
see them at
talking about-
Yeah,
I
you
think
might be
we're
saying the
talking
same
about
thing,
the
but
same thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's the same
Yep.
thing.
yeah.
Are they? I'm thinking of
Yeah.
Andes, like the chocolate mint.
No. We're not talking
But
about
what you're
Andes.
talking about is like this minty candy, right?
Yeah, what your after dinner mint is what they were talking about.
Yeah.
I've also
Okay.
heard them called after dinner mints, but yeah, they're the
Mhm.
little like white and then the
Pink and
spiraling
really
pink thing out.
pastel-y
Yeah.
colors.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
They have
yeah,
some of
things.
those that are like lime flavor that are phenomenal.
I would
incredible.
argue that till the day I
No.
die.
Lime is phenomenal, and you need to embrace your true Lord and Savior, the lime. No, I think like the most obscure were always those like like single wrapped ones, the hard candies that never had labels on it, and you'd just be like, I don't know if I should
Oh
eat this.
yeah.
Like,
Or the
you're like,
was it the ones that had the little paper
Yeah.
loop on them so you couldn't you couldn't choke on them? Come on, I mean,
yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think saltwater taffies. I can't think of anything more obscure. Like
You remember
all
Like
those
for
peanut
Halloween?
butter
Yeah.
candy
candies.
cigarettes? Do you fucking remember
Yeah.
candy
Candy
cigarettes?
The ones
Holy
you could
shit.
blow through, and the
Yeah.
powder
Yes.
came out the end.
Yeah, that came
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
Used to, you know what's funny is there used to be a ice cream truck that sold those as long as the ice cream, and then they later got busted for selling actual smokes too. And I was like, yeah, straight pipeline, baby. It's a good business move. I'm just gonna say.
I mean, you'd always get like the Mounds bar in there. Those like usually were the last ones. You know, you
Yeah.
always kind of the almond joys are the worst ones.
I
that,
love
like-
all those.
I mean, I really
Oh
like them and all,
God,
but
no,
you know,
coconut is so
But
terrible.
It's
Ugh.
it's like
no, in that
it's like
form,
the shake. It's, like
not.
when you get down to the shake of the bag. You know, like
yeah,
you're like,
Can we? Okay, one thing can we agree on? Halloween and Christmas have like they always have candy like this, but it's the marshmallow covered in chocolate is the most terrible thing ever conceived. It is
just straight
terrible.
marshmallow covered in chocolate. That doesn't.
Yeah, like I see it like for Halloween, it's like pumpkins and stuff that they'll have, and then for Christmas, it's like a little Santa or snowman, and they are fucking
yeah.
terrible.
I can't.
They're
I can't
horrible.
really.
They
do
must
any-
be because they haven't even hit my fucking radar. They must be terrible.
This is a Midwest thing. What? No, this is blowing my mind here.
no, I've had them.
Well, I've heard of them, but they, I mean,
Okay,
Yeah.
I
I've
mean,
never
there's much
really,
more
like-
at Christmas time, but I definitely see them come through at during Halloween, and they're terrible. Like that's the last thing that's in the bowl. Like we pour all the candy into the bowl, and it's a free for all,
the
and no
remnants.
kid gets to hide candy. It's the family's candy. We all had a hand in it, and the marshmallow with chocolate is the last thing that's in that bowl, and no one wants to touch it. It's terrible.
I'm
What
just
about like
disappointed.
Peeps?
Oh yeah, Peeps are
I
terrible.
hate Peeps. Oh,
2 to 3 weeks old stale's gotta is the minimum.
No,
I like them
no.
stale.
But I have a cute story.
Get
Like I
down
have to
on 'em.
like no, I have to like Peeps because I don't like the taste of them, but like I have fond memories of like my mom, and I would always hear stories. She worked the night shift, and her biggest thing to stay awake is she around these times is she would get Peeps, stick toothpicks in them, put them in the microwave, and have them battle each other.
Yeah.
And like that was the way she was an X-ray tech at night, and that's how she kept entertained at night. And I heard stories about it after she passed. So I have to like Peeps. They're fucking terrible tasting though. Disgusting.
Yeah, if
But they're
you
great at
haven't
putting in
thrown,
their microwave.
yeah, throw them in the microwave. They're like 15, 20 seconds, and make sure you watch. Just don't get your face too close to the glass. But it's fun to watch.
I'm almost ashamed that nobody's even mentioned candy corn yet.
Because
Candy
no one
corn is
wants
good,
to. It
though.
sucks.
No, candy corn.
I kind of like candy corn.
corn's good.
I like
don't
the
mind
I mean, if
pumpkins.
there's a
Candy corn.
bowl of
I like
it,
the pumpkins.
The
The pumpkin
pumpkins
ones
are
are
good.
amazing.
no,
Yes.
Only the green parts on the pumpkin are
pumpkins
my
get to
favorite.
be too much.
Well, yeah, they all get to be too much. If you're eating a bowl of fucking candy corn, I think you've got problems, dude. You're just supposed to have a couple.
No, I'm saying if the bowl's out, I like to like grab a handful, and I can
Oh, yeah.
normally get sick of them after a few handfuls. But
absolutely.
I just like
they're-
to eat the tips off of them and put them back.
You are just a
That's
tip
a
guy.
good-
We
yeah.
knew that.
Yeah. Did that work a lot in college? No, yeah, the hand in the bowl trick and then eating enough to get sick happens all the time. And then you come back like an hour later and you're like, I'll fucking try this again. Definitely done that. But no, I don't mind them. I think there are worse. Like I said, anything with coconut is a no go for me, man. I don't get it. Howling,
Nobody's
yeah.
hated on black jelly beans yet, though.
It's because
I
nobody
don't-
eats them.
Yeah,
I don't
fucking
mind
love
them.
Do you get a lot of
Yeah.
jelly beans for Halloween?
That's like tastes like medicine, dude. It's cough medicine.
Yeah, it is. I don't like black licorice.
No, black jelly beans come out on fucking Halloween. They get mixed in with some fucking, I don't know. I see them. Not as like
Yeah,
around Easter, but like black licorice. I cannot stand that shit. But black jelly beans, I could
So-
eat a bag of them motherfuckers right now. I could put that on my fucking pepperoni pizza and make the pepperoni taste better.
Whew.
I'm deeply saddened.
I think I vomited.
Disturbed is probably more.
Disturbed. I don't.
Slightly concerned.
Yeah, I don't. You are the Grinch.
But that would
of
be
all
disgusting.
holidays,
No, that would be
and
fucking
you'll throw down
terrible.
with
I'm
black-
fucking around.
you
That
know-
would be terrible. Black jelly beans would be terrible on pizza.
I agree that, but I'm just thinking in general. Like you're the person who hates holidays, but also for a snack will eat a bag of black licorice flavored fucking jelly beans. You're right. You're like
He
a
is the
child's
Grinch.
books villain.
He is
Like,
the Grinch, dude.
I am,
Like,
dude.
if I was describing,
I'm
I'd be like, how
so
do we make
guilty.
him sound evil? Oh, his favorite snack is fucking black licorice jelly beans. Like, oh yeah, he's an evil dude. He also kicks puppies for fun. But Johnny,
No,
doesn't.
but I
That's an
kicked a
important part.
chipmunk the other day. A cat had one, and the thing was like half dead. I'm like, get this out of here. And I kicked it, and it literally saved the chipmunk's life because the chipmunk went, whoa, thank you, and fucking got away from the cat. I was like, see, I'm saving the world one kick at a fucking time. So,
There you go.
yay me. Also,
Dale
don't
gave
kick
you thumbs
chipmunks.
up, man.
Who, Dale?
Dale gave you thumbs up. Chip and Dale.
Oh, I thought you meant be like Dale.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. Dale might have actually kicked both the cat and the You never know with that motherfucker. No, okay. I'll try. I'll keep trying to plug away with. Does anyone have a favorite costume that they've worn, either as a kid or an adult or anything, but like one that stands out? Stony.
You know, when I was a kid, there were costumes where these like these like plastic things that had a little string that tapped around the back of your head, and they had just a little tiny breathing hole in the front of them. But you buy these plastic smocks that would be like these costumes, and there was a Transformers one that I got when I was a little kid that I just remembered feeling like I was like people were going to think I was really a transformer because this had to be the coolest like thing that I'd ever had, and it looked very realistic. So I was really convinced that there was somebody that was going to confuse me for a real transformer, but they didn't. Yeah.
You were
That was
you
my
were too tall. That was why.
yeah. That was when I
Really
really,
nice.
really believed in those costumes. Like they were pretty
As
magical.
a kid, those are awesome. G3.
Let's see. So my favorite costume ever was one that I made. My son wanted to be a Humboldt squid for Halloween, and that was a hell of a
God.
costume to put together. How do you turn like a 7-year-old into a Humboldt squid? It's not easy, but
That is
I did it, and it turned out
incredible.
absolutely freaking amazing, and I will be proud of that until the day I die. So yeah,
Shit, I'm
if
proud for
anybody
you.
ever wants to see, I'll show you pictures.
Yeah, you have to. That's incredible. Howling, I'd hate to follow that. What about you?
You know, I'm kind of torn between two different ones, and they are kind of like opposite sides of the coin. One of them was my mom made me a prisoner's uniform, but she stole white scrubs from work, and then at night when she was bored, she would draw the stripes in with like a Sharpie. And then I forget even what the ball and chain was connected to me, but it was like some homemade thing. And at the time I hated it because it's like didn't have enough money for a costume. So it was like I hated the whole concept of this because I went to a school where people did have money, but afterwards, like years later, I appreciated it. So like that's like one side. And then the other side is like my mom finally did have some money and she bought me a Beetlejuice mask where you squeeze like the handle and the snakes come up at the top. But that
my-
lasted like 4 Halloweens.
That
So
was
like
awesome.
part of me is like, oh, I'm so thankful that you had money to buy this. But like seriously, I was Beetlejuice for 4 Halloweens in a row. And that
That
was
is really
it.
cool.
And I can at least with the prisoner costume, she was just really preparing you for your future.
And she was. I mean, I felt so comfortable in it when I was in the orange suit
She
later. It
was
was great.
exactly. He'll get used to this. Johnny, was it a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Is that the one that stands out?
No, man. Clark Kent. I always went
You
like,
make a good Clark Kent.
yeah. I always went as Clark Kent because it always like Superman is so fucking dope. He has to disguise himself as a human being. That's so
That's pretty
cool,
cool.
man.
But it only
So like,
took a pair of glasses to
I
disguise himself. That's it.
yeah.
that's
What
how
about as an
dope he is. He can
optometrist?
fool you with a fucking set of bifocals.
That's why I never pick a fight with a man with glasses. He could turn out to be fucking Superman and just beat my ass.
No, but I do remember as like a 6-year-old, I remember my mom and we like sewed together a fucking Ninja Turtles costume. And I
Oh,
like
cool.
literally had this sewn on and we like added stuffing so that my eyes were puffy with the mask. And I had to, that was one of the dopest costumes ever was my Ninja Turtles one. But no, I love being Clark Kent.
Fuck yeah. I like that. That's perfect.
What about you?
Well, my mom always made my costumes growing up. So I was like, one that stands out a lot was Batman, which I've always loved Batman, but she made this really bitchin' Batman costume. And then also she made me a Riddler's costume, which was really fucking rad too. So I was stoked on that. And then I after that I dressed as Charlie Chaplin, and like that was pretty cool because nobody knew who the fuck it was. And I had to explain to a lot of people I was not Hitler, which is not a great thing as a young middle schooler to be like, no, I swear to God, Charlie
I
Chaplin.
promise.
I promise. I've got a cane. But yeah, no, that was I always appreciate, like Halling said, that the costumes that my mom made. Like as a kid, you're like, oh, this some dope ass costumes people are buying, but you look back and you're like, holy shit, my mom sewed a fucking Batman costume to shut my ass up about costumes. Like, that's impressive.
I am, you know what? I appreciate that she made them for me, but I'm still pretty fucking salty that I didn't get the Freddy Krueger glove and get to
Oh,
wear that
dude.
for Halloween. That is, if there's ever a thing I've been more jealous of in my grade school years, is the kids that fucking got to wear that. Like, you dicks.
Oh, there was especially like high school ages, the amount of disposable income people would have and put into costumes yearly always truly blew my mind, because I think I've got like a Halloween costume hanging in my closet and I'm just like, that's what I'm going to wear for the rest of my life if I ever have to do it, but people take it seriously and it's good. um yeah, I've run out of Halloween questions. Someone else is going to have to ask them. Stony, you could ask some questions.
Just gonna toss it right onto the
Right
scoop
onto
of
you.
that, right?
I figured
Yeah.
you'd ask intelligent questions. Just in case anyone is still wondering, this episode is not at all about growing. It's a Halloween episode. Don't get your hopes up. I apologize, but Stony can
Yeah.
ask some intelligent questions.
So coming up on Halloween now, we've got trick or treaters. So I know a lot of neighborhoods go crazy with it. My neighborhood, I always like just being the one to hand out the candy because, like you said, Johnny, I don't take too well to middle schoolers that show up in no costume and just want a piece of candy at the end of the night. I'll shoo them off the porch on that one. So one of my favorites is just seeing some of the kids in costumes and how they kind of interact and come up.
I fucking can't. I literally can fucking picture you. Yeah, no, you need to get the fuck off of my porch.
Nah, it's real simple. It's like, no, you're not in costume. Go away. Go off you go. Thanks. Nice try. Come back with a costume and I'll give you plenty of candy, but nice try. Because there's usually there's someone with them that has a costume on, and then I'll just give them extra candy. I'm like, you look great, look awesome. So yeah, but I love seeing the when people come up in full costume and full kind of character with it too. So maybe some of the favorites from the neighborhood, and also if there's anything fun that your neighborhood does during Halloween as you're cruising around. Anyone that does something, like there's a guy at mine that gets a cotton candy machine. So fun things that happened in neighborhoods and fun trick-or-treating experiences being an adult, seeing it from the other side.
We always had a Halloween haunted house in one of the neighborhoods. Like one dude would go all out and set up his house to do Halloween haunted houses or whatever, but I never went in for multiple reasons. The line was too long, conveniently always, because I ain't about that lifestyle. I ain't gonna pay money to be scared. I don't even think even if it was free, I ain't gonna do it. But so I never did that. But the whole like the neighborhood I lived in early went way out for it, so it was really fun. But my friends and I would just skate around and get candy, and I think it was mostly just so my dad could have the house to himself, because we'd come back and the whole house would be smoky and just reek of fucking pot. And he'd be like, "How was it?" I remember.
Bring me your candies, kid.
Yeah, actually,
It's funny.
I kid you not. It brings up a funny story. In 7th grade, we were trick or treating, and all my friends were like, "Let's go back to your house." And opening day of basketball used to all fall on Halloween quite frequently back then. And so my dad was watching the Lakers, and he had the house to himself. So he's just smoking downstairs, the whole house. Like, and I'd grown up with it, so it was no big thing. But my friends apparently had no idea. So we walk in, and the entire house is smoky, reeking of weed. And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing home?" The Laker game's on. And like, anywho, we get out of there, and all my friends are like, "What was that? Oh my God, your dad was smoking pot? Like, what's," and I was like, "Yeah, I didn't really think it was that big of a deal," but like, that is just always funny. It's my first really introduction to introducing people to my dad is always just him stoned on the couch watching the Lakers. Like, "What? Yeah, hey." I don't give a shit. See you later.
How about your neighborhood? Your neighborhood, anything fun going in your neighborhood like that?
No, I might. This new neighborhood that I've been in for a couple of years, we actually get. I don't even think we get a single trick or treater in our cul-de-sac. We don't have sidewalks or lights or anything on the street, so we don't really get too much over here. In my last neighborhood, I loved it because, like, actually one of my favorite memories is COVID. Is they didn't want people coming up to the doors, and so like we set up a table outside and put out like our carved pumpkins and stuff, and I think I was wearing a baby shark hat and got to hand out candy, and that was, like, pretty cool because you got all the kids around there, and I
Mm-hmm.
just like handing it out. I actually it's kinda sad as I enjoy seeing them in person outside and handing out candy, but if they come knock on my door, there's, like, this anxiousness that comes with it, like, I have to get to the door quick enough or they're, like, just gonna hate me or something. Um, but anyways, I like handing out candy. That's fun in the neighborhood, and I miss that it's not here.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
G3.
Howling was empathetic and kind.
A little bit,
Oh,
once in a
It's in
while,
there.
not
He just
often.
tricks
there.
everybody.
He likes handing out candy to cute little kids. Never let him forget it. It's wonderful.
And a baby shark hat. G3, how about you?
So my house is actually set up perfectly for Halloween because, like Howling, nobody comes to my house. I live on a busy road with no streetlights, really, and no sidewalks. But right behind my house, there is a gigantic neighborhood, and everybody gives out full-size candy bars. So because it's a big neighborhood, but not a lot of cars. Everybody's at home on Halloween. People like walk down the street with wagons full of adult beverages and drinks for the kids, and everybody has like their pillowcases in there, and the kids just run the sides of the street, come back, dump all their shit, and go back out. And the adults just like stroll down the middle of the road. Halloween is one of the best nights of the year. It's
Yeah, I
awesome.
mean, it's especially when it's like midweek. That's usually when the parents have the most fun. If it's like a Wednesday or a Thursday night, because I'm always like waving at them out from the neighbor, or like from the house, and like, "Hey, have a great night, have fun," because they're just standing there by their like beer in hand, and they've got their wagons full of all the stuff, and their kids are running around. It is a lot of fun. I really enjoy just staying there and watching, having the kids come to me and waving to some parents, because there's always the parents that have to come up with the really little ones. And that's always the greatest one.
What do you say? Make sure you say thank you. Okay, now say happy Halloween.
Yeah. Pro tip: if you want to take it, get down a little bit lower on the level of some of these kids when they come to the door, they won't be as scared. So if you just like get down on your knee and talk to them for a quick little moment, tell them that their costume looks amazing. Pro tip: they think it's just the most amazing. They're like, "Yeah, I can't wait to tell someone about it." So, like, instead of just standing there barreling them over, like throwing candy at them, like Johnny might do, just
Johnny is literally shaking his head. No, don't
get down on your level. Get down on it. It's always fun, and the littlest ones, because they're so nervous and scared, and it's like, let them pick out the candy. That's always
I
fun.
get to go occasionally every other year. My nephews will spend either Halloween, Thanksgiving out here or Christmas and stuff. So I've got to go with them, and it is a huge rush because I get to get them hyped up on sugar and have all the fun, and then I get to look at my sister and go, "See you later." And bail out. She gets to deal with the repercussions, but it is very cute when they don't know what to say, or they look at you and you're like, "I ain't doing this."
And then Sugar Crash is real. You're right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's well worth it to be an uncle, of course.
No, for me on October 31st, I want to get my ass up in a tree stand with my bow and whack a fucking deer. That's October 31st, man. It's cold. The kids are in the way. They're fucking spooking all the deer out in the woods. It's like, great, man. This is the time to harvest a fucking animal. So
How
It's-
dare you have fun?
Happy Halloween.
To shoot you, sons of bitches.
Do you have a horse that you ride to headless,
no.
or like?
no, like it like pre-rut time, man. Like it's
This is
There goes that
gonna be
guy,
like-
Johnny. He just likes to kill things on Halloween.
Yeah.
We don't know why.
This is turning into a fucking seriously
sorry.
like we're just gonna have to rip.
I'm gonna
off
send you a
Dickens.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle costume.
Yeah,
You can
Next
wear it
day
your
air,
face
dude.
stand.
fuck that shit. No.
you
But
are
no one-
literally a Scrooge.
Nobody
of
got time for
Halloween.
that.
I
I'm
need
not.
you to be
No,
visited
I'm
by
not.
3
I'm not.
Halloween
I
ghosts.
just have like it's never fucking been on my radar. Like I'm always literally, it's never been a thing. Like I've never had an opportunity with the kids. I've always been in the army or gone or at fucking work. It's now my
sure.
kids are fucking teenagers and they're like, duh, what do you want to do for Halloween? Fuck you. What do you want to do for Halloween? Get out of here.
But no one
Oh,
called
you're-
out that Halloween is really the eve of the best season to come, which is Christmas. November 1st happens. It is Christmas time.
No,
That's it.
No,
fucking
you were
humbug.
Christmas is by far the best. However, you
Yes.
are November 1st is the start of Thanksgiving season, my friend. You do not get to gloss over Thanksgiving. How dare you? It is the
No,
best.
that's just a
meal of the year.
precursor to Christmas. Nope.
I'm deeply offended.
Unbelievable.
How do you? It's turkey. It's a turkey dinner.
I didn't say I don't like it. You act like I said I fucking hate Thanksgiving. I'm not this fat and don't like Thanksgiving. But
And you're just
seriously,
moving right on
it's just
that
a
to Christmas.
stepping
I know.
stone to Christmas.
You
But
just
no, it's
wake
not a
up
step-
and wake up with a sugar crash and just like, fuck it, let's go right into Christmas then.
I know.
Yeah, let's go.
No, I ain't got shit to be thankful
I went to
for,
the store the other
fucking-
day and they're taking down Halloween shit already and putting up Christmas. I'm like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
fucking right you are.
Christmas trees
No,
were up
and-
at the at Home Depot today.
Yeah.
There were
See,
people
it's such a
like looking
shame.
at them too.
Thanksgiving is by far the best meal, and it's one of my favorite holidays. Also, it has a fucking phenomenal movie. Come on, Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, right?
Planes,
I have
trains, and
never seen
automobile.
What?
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay.
We'll save that for another show, Rev, because I'm
I mean,
with
it's
you
kind
on
of,
that
I
one.
wouldn't like label it a Thanksgiving movie though. Do you like
It's a
sit
little
down
depressing at the
and
end.
watch it on
Well,
Thanksgiving?
Okay, no, but it's name another
It's kind of
time
fucking
movie that's-
grim, but
It is very grim at the end, and also, really, the only thing I was going with was it's a great movie. However, what other movie is set during Thanksgiving? At least that one is set during fucking Thanksgiving.
true.
So, by virtue of being the only one, it is the greatest Thanksgiving movie.
In theory. In theory.
It is not, I guess, the vibe you want to end your night with. Oh, by the way, my wife's dead. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
everyone's
grim,
asleep
dude.
by then.
That's
Yeah,
grim.
maybe. Yeah, I guess you could, if you're gonna watch a John Candy movie, just put on Uncle Buck instead.
Agreed. Yeah.
It's a fabulous.
Summer
definitely-
Rental too. I mean, if we're talking John Candy,
Yeah,
Summer Rental's a classic.
I mean, all candy's good candy,
Yeah.
Halloween or John related. But yes, Thanksgiving, that'll be our next holiday. I'm bringing all your asses back constantly for these holidays that only Stoney and I seem to enjoy.
find any
At
form
least
of
we have
nostalgia
G3 for
within.
Halloween. I know G3 likes Halloween and holidays because she's a fun person.
I do. I like all holidays. I even make up holidays. I mean, look at
Love
me. I
it.
celebrate the
What?
moons.
Yeah.
So always find a reason to celebrate.
You're I will go into one slight grow related topic, but your moon advice is taking over now, thankfully. We are all catching the news. People are going, do we charge crystals in it? It's like, no, G3 said not this year.
No.
Yeah.
No chaotic moon.
So it's nice to have the authority upon high now that we can be like, okay, no, this moon, sit out.
I love it. Gives me so much power.
Yeah, you're gonna start lying and not. Why is G3's plants the only ones that look great?
Oh yes, you should totally charge on chaos moons and use only that water your
Only that
entire
water.
grow.
Yeah, nothing but that water. Yeah, it's perfect. Howling, do you have any Halloween questions? Okay, Johnny.
Yeah, no, I can't think of any.
I was gonna
Johnny.
say, wait, do we fucking edit this awkward pause?
I'm sorry, you caught me off guard. I was trying to think. No,
I-
Unwrapping
don't
Baby
think
Ruth
I-
is what he was doing.
It's not as awkward as the
Baby
pause of when I
Ruth.
said Fat Thor and nobody had any idea what that was.
What are you
See?
talking about? I did.
I know.
Who
but
doesn't know
when I-
Fat Thor?
Thor.
Oh, Fat Thor! Jesus, like
Dude, you were saying
T-H-
Yes,
Thor.
now I'm
Oh,
tracking
There
Thor's
was
Yes,
camera. Oh my
okay.
god, yes, Fat Thor, yes. I'm
'Cause you
I
were
said
talking the-
Marvel. I said
What?
FAT.
There were so many hints of what he's talking about. How
I
did
had
you not
no-
get this?
I don't know. I was way higher
Right
at the
over my
beginning
head.
of the episode,
Yeah,
maybe.
Dude,
way over my
or
head.
I
on
something.
that
was.
one, dude.
I appreciated.
I even
Howling
asked for
because
the
Howling
spelling.
goes. Howling goes, and I spelled it. That's the fucked up part. I spelled it for you.
You
No,
did
but
say
Howling
FAT,
goes,
but
I thought
the
you were-
THOR is what we were.
I
because
thought
we
you were
were saying
talking like-
four.
Yeah, I thought you were saying Fantastic Four, and I'm like, okay, that's a
Yes.
stretch, dude. But
I was all for. Howling at least
That's
had my
exactly
back.
where
Okay,
I was
no,
going.
okay, I do have a Halloween
so you
question.
thought Fantastic Four too, Johnny?
Yes,
Okay,
I was,
okay.
What?
I was.
All
yeah,
right.
like,
What the
I was like,
fuck?
Fat,
That's
what
why I
the-
asked you
I'm trying to
FAT
picture
or
one of them.
FAB.
No.
How do we go like an hour into
Fat
this and just
Thor?
get to
Oh
this
fuck yeah,
revelation?
that's dope as shit.
At least I finally got some acknowledgement. I felt like other than Howling, I
Jeez.
was dying.
All at the exact same time too. Like it dawned on all of
I
us.
feel bad for anybody who tuned the fuck out of this episode. They didn't get the gratification to know what the fuck he was talking about.
No,
Well,
people who can
yeah.
hear will have heard
Shit.
that I said Fat Thor.
No, dude. 'cause
Oh my god,
I did not.
it still sounds like you said Fat Four, dude. I was like, wow, okay, that's a
Well,
stretch.
now we're
there,
just
brother,
insulting my speech impediment. Howling, you had a Halloween.
You were
question.
saying Howling, yeah.
What is okay? So you know what? Going back to like the horror side of Halloween, what is the most scary way to be hunted down by a Halloween villain like Jason or Freddy? Or like, what is the thing that just scares the shit out of you?
Dude, that's a good question.
Johnny, go.
Oh fuck, really? Really,
Yep.
bro?
I saw the
Fuck,
look
I
on your
get no
face.
time.
Yep.
No, you finally thought of an answer. We had to call it.
No, I didn't. My first go-to was like when the fucking power's out, man, in the dark. We've just, with human nature, we've lost our fucking instinctiveness in the dark, and it scares the fucking shit out of me. So I'm not
We've
even
never
gonna
had
lie.
instinctiveness from the dark. Fear of dark is instinctive.
That's what
kept
we've
people
lost. No, we've.
alive.
That's
Don't
what
go
I mean.
in the dark.
We've
There's shit out there
lost
that'll
that.
eat you.
Yeah, but we've had an ability to like navigate through the fucking dark. As barbaric as it sounds, we can't do that anymore because there's so much light pollution now. Like, I don't know, lights out scares the fuck out of me because people who know how to operate in the dark can fucking operate in the dark, and I fucking can't. So
Don't you need night vision goggles to operate in the dark? I don't.
no, your eyes can adjust. The longer you're in the dark, man, your eyes adjust. It really
true.
does. You can
That's to an
see in the
extent.
dark more than you can fucking think. Yeah, to an extent. But
You are right,
Yeah,
though,
I-
dude. Someone hunting you in the dark would be fucking terrifying.
that's I'm out. Why? I'm out. Next.
I got one.
There you
So in Pet Cemetery, The dad stands up, Gage the boy's got a scalpel. He slashes the Achilles heel. And it's the shot from underneath the bed when he stands up. So I'm always like, that's to me to have your Achilles heel slashed so you can't run or do anything. Yeah.
That's a bad one.
Yeah,
That one gets me. Or the running up the stairs in the dark and like something's behind me. Of course, I do that probably on a nightly basis, but that's just me.
Stop hanging out with people who want to chase you upstairs at night.
I don't know, man. Just one of those things,
Yeah.
Of course, it's a knife coming from a chef.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a knife.
Scalpel taking your Achilles heel. Come on,
That's
man.
terrifying.
You remember this? If anyone remembers the scene, it's pretty terrifying. It's pretty terrifying. He's in his little suit and everything.
Now I'm just in pain randomly.
You asked.
I didn't.
Aw, sympathy pain.
You're right. You're right.
G3, I think you're up next.
Like, I guess if we're going after like a specific movie moment or like a trope. So if it's like a trope, then it's like paranormal stuff. Things that keep happening and you think you're going crazy. That type of stuff really fucks with me. Really fucks with me.
Bad.
So the movies that really get to me are psychological first, and then they bring in the scary later.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like The Matrix.
What?
The documentary?
I don't know why I'm trying to like picture one. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, The Matrix, because then it all gets fucking weird and there's like underground. That I know it's not meant to be scary.
No,
but it's
you don't
scary.
get out of this. You
It's all
explained to me
psychological. And the first
Yeah,
one gets
like
with
the-
you like we're
Pet Cemetery. That one gets me. It creeps me out because it starts off completely normal. Boom.
I don't like jump scares. So like any loud noises in movies too. Like I remember as mild as it is, I saw I Am Legend in the fucking
Oh, yeah.
theater, and they were playing Marley, and the next thing you know, you hear the large shutter being shut, like steel slamming against steel, jump scare. And I just was like, nah, fuck this. I don't need this shit. Just got up and left. Like, I don't need this. I can't. So anything loud would be terrifying, but I worry more about the dream shit, dude. If I can't sleep, like if I fall asleep and then I got to deal with a nightmare trying to kill me, fuck it. I'm just gonna lay down and die. I'm just like, all right.
1, 2, buckle my shoe.
Yeah. What was that? There was an 80s movie where they could control the dreams telepathically and create
Dreamscape?
nightmares. Yeah, I remember how
Yeah.
that thing was a nightmare for
Oh,
me.
that was fucked up.
Yeah, dude. Yes,
Oh, man.
you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you, Howler? Yeah. Now, great. Now I have Gage slashing my ankles, and then my brain's going crazy at night. Great. Going to
Yeah,
bed great tonight.
Especially as like if you're only like you have to fight it by staying awake. It's like, well, that ain't gonna work for very long.
Yeah.
Like, damn it. Like at least give me a fighting shot or something. Like another one that would suck was any of those like Saw movies. Because I would hate to just come to and you're in like a fucking like figure this puzzle out. It's
Yeah.
like, God damn it.
want to play a little game.
Yeah, it's like, no, I don't. Couldn't you have killed me, you son of a bitch? Like
Those
we are-
movies were fucking good, man. I want to go watch them. Now I
couldn't sit
fucking
through it.
I'm,
Well, there's
now
like
I'm in the
10.
spirit,
10 is
man.
out now, right? Didn't Saw 10
Really?
come out now? Yeah, dude, it's up to 10, bro. It's like, really, come on, figure it out. Guess what?
What
You're
happened
gonna
to
get
4,
out.
5, 6, 7, 8, and 9?
Oh, they made them, dude. And they
Yeah.
were probably terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, I am. God damn
Dude,
it.
cash
See,
cow.
I think we've set your Halloween up for you here, man. You're gonna
Yeah.
be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You're gonna have
Oh,
candy
yeah.
all over the
No.
place.
Remember
I
to get on
barely
You
the
got
made it.
level.
Sauce
I
4
barely
through
made it.
9
I
to
am
catch up on.
far too busy. I would love to, but there is maybe one a month. I'll be caught up by 2023.
You have a whole marathon, dude. You can get pop in 4 and see how far you get.
Yeah, I imagine that literally marathoning Saw movies would be great for your overall mental health.
Psyche, yeah.
I think as you go into the most depressing part of the year, why don't you just start it off right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm marathoning Suits right now. I feel like a fucking lawyer day in and day out. So yeah, you're probably right. I don't want to watch a whole marathon of Saw.
How
Really
many
fucked
hours
me
is
up.
that? I need to find out now.
I mean, you're 4 to 10, so you're easily 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours right there, because it's got to be at least 80, 90 minutes.
It's scary. We've just
Yeah.
paused to add up the math.
It's been
Out
that
of-
many, it's been that
Just
many
looking
years
it
since the
up.
Saw first came out, too.
Let's not talk about how old we are all getting. That's a horrible way to end the fucking episode. Here's some reflective thoughts, guys. We're all eventually gonna die. Have a great day. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, that was a good one, Howling. So it's Johnny's turn. Your favorite subject. Any Halloween questions?
I had a couple, but I felt like I asked a fucking bunch. What is your biggest nightmare? What's your biggest nightmare?
Like in general, like what am I most afraid of, or like a specific nightmare? Because that's very detailed.
Yeah, man, dude, I don't remember. I don't dream anymore very often, so I don't remember.
Oh, you mean
No,
like okay, yeah.
yeah, what's your
Any
biggest nightmare? What's your biggest fucking what would keep you up at night? Is that how you fucking
everything. My brain is a hell. No, but my biggest anytime I dream and I'm dreaming like fucking bad shit is happening, it's always has to do with like heights and shit. Like I just fucking am terrified of heights. I hate that feeling of falling when I sleep and shit like that. So it's like always gets me up. But it's always I mean, almost all of the nightmares in this world revolve around stress and the bullshit you gotta put up with day to day. So I guess that's a nightmare. But other than that, it's just I don't have very many like specific nightmares, obviously. But yeah, anything height related, I just get real weird about.
What about you, Stony? What's your fucking? I don't even know how to phrase this question. What's your? Yep.
Yeah, what's my nightmare?
Answer this mystery.
Well, I won't carve into the nightmares that roll around at night in the dreams, but there's not that often. I don't really have a lot of nightmares for it. But there's things that would fear that when I do have a running course of nightmares, or if they are around, typically revolves around drowning of some sort. So I think that would be closest to what my nightmare would be. There you go. See, short, sweet on that one.
It is fitting.
What about you,
G3?
G3?
Climbs mountains isn't afraid of heights, and the dude who likes to go in the ocean isn't afraid of drowning.
That's why we find ourselves in the opposite positions here, my brother.
Sorry.
So
What about
I'm
you,
kind
G3?
of I get this fun thing where my sleep gets interrupted. I don't transition through sleep properly, so I get night terrors. So I am awake for all intents and purposes, but my brain is dreaming. So my eyes are open. I can see my bedroom and everything in it, but my brain creates images that I can then see. And there's this one that I see all the time, and it's a man in a gray suit with a bowler hat standing at the end of my bed, and he just stares at me.
I'm
And I
gonna have that
can't.
fucking nightmare now.
It's fucking terrible. I can't make him go away. I know that it's a night terror. I close my eyes and I tell myself it's not real. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. And I open my eyes and he's still there. So eventually I just have to ignore him and try and go back to sleep. So yeah, that's kind of terrifying.
Yeah,
That's
just
my
go back to
nightmare.
bed, ignoring the fancy dressed Englishman at your fucking feet. Jesus.
I'm not gonna sleep tonight for you. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's scary. But
So in conclusion, you're afraid of that super terrifying thing, and I'm just afraid of high up.
I mean,
what
high
a,
up
what
can
a
be
man.
scary too, especially the sudden drop, short stop.
Yeah, it's always the show that drop. It's Howling's turn.
What about you, Howling?
Mine's pretty boring. I think so. I don't remember any dreams or nightmares too often, but when I do have a bad dream, it's usually something related to me getting in trouble to where I'm not available for my family. And the one reoccurring one is like I killed someone, I buried them in a very specific like location, and this is a reoccurring dream. And I don't know where this is fucking coming from because I swear to God I haven't lost my mind and done anything. But it's like the theme of it though is it's not a feeling that like it's weird. It's like it's not a feeling that this sounds cold that I've like hurt someone. It's the feeling that I will get caught and I won't be available for my family. And like this is just like a reoccurring theme in a few of my nightmares, and it sucks. It wakes me up in like a fight or flight scenario. I hate it.
Is it always that you've buried somebody?
Either I'm
As
going
his
to get
attorney-
I'm getting hunted down, or I buried someone and the
As
police are
his
going to find
attorney.
me.
So you've
What's
always got
the-
someone after you. There's always been
Yes.
something that you've done, and there's
Yep.
something that
Yep.
someone's after you.
So go and analyze that all you want. But
Oh, I'm
the
working
theme
on
is
it, dude.
usually around you
Let's
asshole.
I'm
let's
working
edit
on
this
it.
out. Let's edit this out. You know, I don't want him on any list. Also, as your attorney, I'm going to advise you to never tell that out in public.
He
It's
started
not my
out
way.
Innocent, I tell
sweet.
you.
He was like, "Oh, I'm so worried about not being there for my family, so I
Because
murder
I
somebody."
murdered someone.
Put them on
I
the
didn't say
lam.
why.
I know, but it is funny that it's like, oh, woe is me. I'm going away, my poor family. Mostly because I fucking murdered that guy over there. But
He murdered the guy who made the
No,
fucking
no,
chocolate
wait,
covered
those-
marshmallows.
Those are just details. Get back to how I don't want to be
I know.
like taken away from my family. That's all.
It's like that.
I
like
swear,
the-
officer, you need to focus on the
Yes.
positive here.
Yes.
Was it always a crime that you did? Like even if
Yes.
so it's always a
Well-
crime that you did. Does it seem out of character to do that crime?
Yes.
Like in the dream, like you're like, I can't believe I would have
Yes.
murdered somebody.
Yep.
No, it's
Yep.
also out of character in real life.
No, I'm gonna say no. It felt
No, in the
completely
dream,
fucking
so that's
I
the
normal.
idea.
I
That's
walk
the-
around murdering
line of
people
questioning.
on a daily basis.
Well,
That's
no,
my
no, there's-
normal character.
There's the
This
line
is
of
all getting
questioning.
played at a trial in 20 years.
No, it is definitely something like is not normal for my life. It is,
But it's
not
still something that
ordinary.
but it's something that you have done. And so it's an inanimate person or something that's you buried, and this crime is sort of inanimate. So it's just something that you've done.
Yes.
And then all along the way, the ultimate running. It just, I mean, I've got my theories, but we'll talk about those.
Tell me
offline,
about your
but-
mother.
Yeah.
Who is the bad man and why did he touch you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it just speaks to your
Oh, the
complete
reasons
positive core,
Howling
dude.
never speaks.
What's funny is Howling generally talks the most on these episodes. We just have to edit out all the shit that will be used against him later.
I can be your victim. It's okay.
Never. That is a terrifying dream.
No
I
doubt.
think the stress of not being there for a family it would be awful. Good to
I
know
think
that you bury the body though.
I
Seems
think
like
it's
a
just
lot
your.
of
I think
labor.
it's just a hard way for you to say how much you actually love your family, Howler. That you would do absolutely anything for them, and you wouldn't anything to be compromised by it. So I think even though it feels like an actual nightmare, it's actually
Hey!
the
Those are
opposite,
your
man.
words. They didn't
Yeah,
come out
you
of my
can-
mouth. Stop it.
I think it just shows your commitment to being a father and being a partner and being a leader of your family. So you can see it as a nightmare, but it just makes you a better person every morning. That's what that nightmare is. Mine's just drowning. Rev's just gonna fall off.
I'm more worried of my clumsy ass tripping and falling off of something and dying. Howling's committing murder. Johnny's afraid of the dark. And G3 has a legitimate fear of something that happens to him.
He's there.
He
She's
just
there, yeah.
stands there. He doesn't do anything but creep me out. Oh my gosh, my fear is a creepy guy, like every other woman on the
Every woman.
planet.
Yeah, well, as a creepy dude, we apologize. No.
Wait, didn't Johnny say he went as Clark Kent? What
Yeah,
does that
Clark
mean?
Kent doesn't wear a bowler hat.
He wore a suit, didn't he?
Yeah, but when I think bowler, I think like Charlie Chaplin or
True.
well-dressed English
Yeah.
gentleman, a gray suit.
All I know is that like usually people when they dress up for Halloween, they typically dress up something that they're typically not. It's usually the opposite of them. And so like most of us dress monster or a demon or something, but Johnny picks Clark Kent. There might be a deeper story than me bearing bodies here, all right? Just saying.
No, I think pretending to be a superhero is less horrific than
Did he
thinking
just
of burying
deflect?
bodies. Yeah,
Did
a
he
I
little
just
bit.
fucking
tried.
deflect?
I tried.
Did he just fucking deflect?
Oh, that was a
I will
failed
say that
attempt. Yeah, I
it
tried.
does show, if that goes by your logic, it does show that Johnny is actually fucking Superman, and so he's so super that for Halloween he dresses up as a mere mortal man.
I like the
This
logic.
episode is
This
one of my
was
fucking favorite, man. This was a blast.
this was absolutely off the rails, and it's all my fault, and I love it. G3, do you regret joining us?
Always. No,
Good.
never.
We got it on air. That's all that matters. No, thank you so much again for joining us. It's always a pleasure. It is a bit of a tradition to have you on holiday episodes, whether you know it or not. It is now you're the official record holder anyway. Do you have
Hooray.
anything to plug?
Yes, if you love the dulcet tones of my voice, come join me on Cultivation Conversation. I think we're switching to Wednesdays.
Ooh,
So that's going to be Wednesday nights, I think, at 8:30 instead of Tuesdays, which it is now. But
excellent.
more news to come, I guess.
That's potentially not potential. There's a potential for maybe.
There's a potential for maybe.
Okay, so
There's
this isn't set in
probably
stone,
is.
motherfuckers. Don't come knocking on the door like, yo, G3 said it.
I think it's
It's
pretty.
maybe.
I mean, it's a pretty maybe.
It's a pretty strong maybe.
A definite
Also,
possibility of a distinct maybe.
Yes, all that.
Word. You didn't hear it here first.
Yeah, well, we know that for sure. They didn't do that at all.
Thank
we're
you for
talking
having
to
me.
you and
It's
I now.
always a joy, really a pleasure, and happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Go
Oh,
hunt
we
your
love
favorite
having
witch.
you.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Stony, do you have anything to plug?
Actually, I guess it was last week or so, I ran into Spacement Grown out in the world and had a great little chat with Spacement Grown. So I know we've got some listeners that maybe have joined us and weren't around. I know he's been out on a little bit of a hiatus for the last couple of months. So if you haven't gone out there and found Spacement Grown _, I think is his latest account that didn't get wiped away on Instagram, but go find him. You'll see him popping around a little bit more. But yeah, I'm calling out that cat. I ran into him and had a good 15-20 minute long conversation, and he is just as pure and positive. You can go find him. I think he was on Cultivation Conversation. If you catch him there, you'll see his spirit and personality, and he's it was good to see him, and I think you will start seeing him a little bit more. So call out the Spacement Grown _ on Instagram.
Love Spaceman Ground. Johnny, do you have anything to plug?
I'm going to go ahead and do the shameless one. We've got a website out, youraveragegrow.com. It's
Yeah.
basically us. And you can find our latest episode at just a click away every time a new episode comes out. New episode pops up on the website. So youraveragegrow.com, it's easy to find. And there's my shameless plug. What about you, Howling?
What's something that surprised me today is I've made it known that I'm hunting down do-si-dos. That's what got me into smoking in the first place. And so I joined the archive Discord today, asking if anyone's grown it. And I got a lot of helpful people. I was kind of surprised at first because my first experience with Discord over there, they were mostly reaching out saying, "Oh, that shit harms" or whatever. But like now today, people are like messaging me and saying, "Hey, you can't get do-si-dos, but I got a cut of this." Like even like the Moonbow one, which is like the prize strain from Archive. They're like, "I'll send you a clone of it." Like no problem. And it's like, that's fucking pretty cool. And then some other people reached out and was like, "Hey, you can't get do-si-do, but these other ones are very cookies like, if that kind of works for your mind, like these are." So I appreciate the help. So yeah, it's the archive Discord. Go check them out if you have any questions about their gear. I found a few helpful people today, which was awesome.
Fuck yes. How wonderful.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Normally, I would say I ain't get shit to plug and end it. But I wanted to congratulate our two friends. Big Green Guy has a website now. Go check it out. Has stuff for offer there. And Alabrije just had his last drop sell out in like 8 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
So big ups to both of those guys. And in regards to YAG, check out the website and fuck it else. I ain't got nothing else to plug. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you, G3. Thank you, Howard.
Peace.
Thank you, Stoney.